Mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call.
Live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Feel like we were just here. We're back Thursday night, 8 p.m.
Speak for yourself.
Glad you're in.
I wasn't here last night.
No, you were not.
No, thank you.
You missed a great show, by the way.
I saw it, though. I watched you guys.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
What did I say first?
I was under the code name Sasquatch Exchange on social media.
Okay, very good.
And you talked about the judges, though. I remember that.
Oh, yeah, so we did. We talked a lot about the judges.
Yeah. Here come the judge.
Out of control.
Here come the judge.
Yeah. Slick's here. He's going to do some sports. Slickster, how are you?
I'm doing good, Big D.
How was your day today?
Busy day today.
Man,
March Madness, man.
Busy.
Fired up March Madness today.
March Madness is underway.
Started watching at noon.
8
games in the books.
8 stinkers as far as I'm concerned so far.
Yeah.
I mean, Maine State was pretty cool.
At Clemson, that was a close
Clemson
game.
was down 30 in the game. I mean, it wasn't even...
They didn't show up till the second half.
Yeah, about the last 2 minutes.
Yep.
We'll get to that. We'll check the brackets. Big D, not off to a great start. Rick Delgado, how are you?
Good. I'm 5 brackets in. I did 5 brackets this morning.
Yeah.
5 brackets?
5 brackets.
Oh, that's right. I remember you texted us at 6:30.
I know.
Yes.
6:30.
What are you doing?
God.
What? You don't have to
just going
answer
to
the
bed.
text.
That was you?
Just continue snoring. You'll be fine until you wake up at, noon.
Well,
Whatever
some
time
of us
you get up.
forget to sometimes turn the little dinger off, and ding, I got a little. Delgado.
I only texted
6:30.
you once.
Yep. Dingato.
I got
Yeah.
I did pick.
Why would you do 5 brackets?
Because
I could just give you a T-shirt if you want one.
Because there are so many different there were so many different teams where I'm like, I don't know that much about this team.
Yeah, you don't know much about
this team.
Gonzaga. That was a bad call.
No, I picked Gonzaga on some of my
great.
brackets.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to be able to say, I
Right.
picked them if you got 5 choices.
I picked McNeese on a couple of my brackets.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Because a 12 beats a 5, and that was the one.
That was the one.
I don't have them going much further than that, but at least
they're
I
not
picked
going
them for at least one win.
5 brackets. Okay.
And then-
That
and then
kinda
I did some
defeats
shopping
the purpose
today.
of the. You did what?
I did some shopping today.
Where?
I went to a clothing store. I believe it's.
I gotta hear this.
You left it at home?
I gotta hear this.
No,
What
I went to TJ. Is it TJ Maxx? TJ Maxx, yes.
Oh,
Went to TJ Maxx.
Slick, when was the last time you were at TJ Maxx?
Never.
Well, you know what? Maybe you'll start going there when you see the see what I purchased.
Oh, really?
And the deal that I got on it.
Oh, a deal too.
Okay.
In celebration for my
Rick's
my
not
mini
buying any
me.
of this.
My mini me here. Hold on, let me move this. My mini me.
Striking resemblance,
Now,
by the way. I wanted to
normally,
mention that.
you see me wearing a dark T-shirt.
Yeah.
Correct?
There we go.
Mini me does not have a dark T-shirt.
No.
So I decided, let me see if I can find something to more clearly capture the rendition of me here in doll form. And
Aaron's in stitches over there.
You
here's
nailed
what I
it.
found. Look at
Wow.
this. Look at this.
Wow. Now, man.
If you feel this, you will love it. Feel this, Slick. feel me.
I have a reputation to uphold here. Come on this show.
Vinny Mac's here. He's going to do some news. Vinny Mac, how are you?
That's part of the TJ Maxx regular guy look.
Nice,
It
right?
is.
Yes.
So now,
I'm good. I just spent the last 4 hours at a car dealership. I don't know if anyone's done that recently.
Oh.
But I need to go check with the manager. And then they come back, and then you go check with the manager. Well, the guy actually asked me, what do you want to pay? What do you want to pay for the car? So I took a line from that movie Tin Men. Do you remember that movie Tin Men? I said, what do I want to pay? Nothing. I don't want to pay anything. I want the car for free.
Yes.
Let's start there.
Exactly. That's the perfect starting point.
yeah.
4 hours later, I was beaten down to death and I would have agreed to anything. They could have said it comes with 3 wheels. You want the 4th tire? It's $10,000.
Just get out of here.
I'll take it. You got to push it. It has no engine, but for $5,000 more, you can get the engine.
Yeah, just to get out of there, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Brutal. I think that's the strategy. They wear you down.
Well, you should never go to the dealership is the strategy. You know that, right?
Well, I shopped online. I came in with game.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the whole game unwound. That was the end of it.
See, I love going car shopping.
Okay.
There's nothing more I love. Because you know they want to make that sale. And the best thing to do is say, "Oh, you want to see, here's what I want to," and I've done this before. "Oh, you want to know what I want to pay?" I write it down on a piece of paper, I slide it to them, and I get up and I walk away. And they come chasing you.
Wow.
Why?
What a
Because
master negotiator.
they want
Part of the deal here, baby.
they want to make the deal.
This guy goes to
And it's
TJ
great.
Maxx. I'm not messing.
It's great.
Part of the deal here.
I never pay what they want me to pay.
Yeah, well, you have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to walk
you have
away.
To play
I
hardball.
think.
Yeah, you have to be able to walk away.
I didn't do that. I walked in and I stayed.
And you
I had
stayed.
donuts and coffee.
Okay, good. Are you going to end up, you think, getting a car, Vin?
I am. I am getting a car. I'm very excited.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I'm very excited about
Is
it.
this for you or for the boss?
This is for me. This is the Vinmobile.
Oh, the Vinmobile. Okay.
The Vinmobile.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, very good.
I got a siren. I got all kinds of stuff on it.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Nice ejector seat.
Rick Emirati, you look marvelous. Someone in the chat said, I want to welcome everybody in the chat in, whether you're watching on Facebook, X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, wherever you're watching. Welcome on in on a Thursday night. Boy, the week is flying by so fast. What was well, Vince, so you weren't here last night, but you said you watched us.
Yeah.
Talking about the judges, out of control judges.
Yeah.
I mean, these judges really posing themselves. When you think about it, you think about the Supreme Court alone. It takes 5-4 to get it takes 5 to get anywhere, to get a ruling in your favor.
If they even take it up.
Yeah, but you don't need that if you're a district court judge. You don't even need just it's you and you alone, babe. You and you alone can rule for 330 million people. If the Supreme Court 9. Yeah, you guys go play with your 5-4. We'll just do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly what the founders envisioned, I'm sure. Is these rogue district court judges just by themselves deciding, well, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you? What don't you like? Well, I don't like the politics. If they were being honest, that's what they'd say. But of course, they won't say that.
No. They all have a history, though, of hating Trump. Number one, if you just look at stuff that they've said, and I go back to what I said Tuesday night. Just defy it. I'm not happy to say that, but the only way to fix this thing is to defy it, force the Supreme Court, and then hope, we don't get one of those lame-ass 5-4 rulings that are not in our favor. But this can't continue. What's going to happen when the Democrats are in? You're going to use this as well. They'll weaponize it as much as they can. Although Trump's are overwhelming.
Well, they won't have this problem. Biden just went 4 years and didn't get as many TROs as Trump's gotten in like 15 days.
Yeah, I know. It's overwhelming right now.
And I said this last night. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed and Trump was calling Judge Boasberg and said, I don't like the clerks you're hiring. I don't like the way you're running your place there. I don't like could you imagine what people would say about that, about the overreach that clearly would be?
Yeah.
But yet we have worse than that here, flipped the other side, and the media, and I guess John Roberts, thinks it's all just fine and that we shouldn't be calling for impeachment. We shouldn't be, nothing.
No. And they all know each other.
Like they all forgot the idea of the originalist case that our founders intended for unitary executive power.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. They just will do anything they can to stop him. Anything they can. Legal.
It's clearly a strategy, right? This is what we said last night.
Yeah. It's definitely a strategy. They talked about this. The judges are on board. Just like they talked about how do we stop Trump from running? What can we throw at him in Georgia and in New York and everywhere else? What can we throw at him to stop him? This is a strategy. The left eats it up, just like they're eating up this whole Tesla thing. January 6th, there was domestic terrorists. It's like, well, how do they call Tesla, people attacking their domestic terrorists? It's a giant two-faced, double-edged sword here that is a sham. The Democratic Party is a total sham. And they're violent, by the way.
Extremely. And going back to the judges for a second about how this is a coordinated effort, Chuck Schumer admitted as such. I don't know if you guys caught this clip today where he basically admits, they put in all these judges to do exactly this. This is cut number 3, where you can hear Schmucky Schumer admit it for himself. It's amazing what they'll say because they just can't understand that they're not in power anymore. Cut 3.
There are those who believe that we are, in real time, living through an assault on the constitutional order. Do you believe that we are in a constitutional crisis right now?
Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways. The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges, judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time. And we hope that the appellate courts, when it gets up there in the Supreme Court, will uphold those rulings. They restored the money to NIH. They required that 8,000 federal employees have to come back. We're in over 100 lawsuits against them, and we are having a good deal of success. It's only at the lower court level right now.
Yeah, so there it is.
What was insulting with what he said? The thing that sticks out to me that is why this is all wrong, we just put in all these progressive judges. These are the words he used.
Yeah.
Progressive judges.
You know what sticks out to me about that is whose fault that is. You know whose fault that is? Who was the leader in the Senate for all this?
Oh man, Mitch just blew it.
When Trump left in 2020, one of the things we said was he reshaped the lower courts to numbers we never thought would be matched. Except we all underestimated you know who. And unfortunately, the president back then endorsed him when we could have gotten rid of him.
Yeah.
And he's responsible. Come on. However many you want, just usher him through. However many you want, just usher him through.
Well, he hated Trump as much as anyone. I mean, he probably thought, let's put him in there so he stops Trump. But here's the thing about judges, and all of us know this. Judges are supposed to rule on the law. They're not supposed to be progressive judges or conservative judges. We have to do that now because we're trying to offset these clowns. But just to hear a politician, the leader of the Democratic Party, say, we put progressive judges in, what does that mean? What does that really mean?
Right.
I know what it means.
Yeah, we know what it means.
From a judging standpoint, there should be no progressive or conservative. It's a judge.
It should be based on the rule of law, what the law says, and how and what it means, and that's it.
He just said it so clearly.
Right.
Crazy.
Exactly.
And again, I saw this professor from George Mason University today writing about this unitary executive power and reminding of Article 2, Section 1, Clause 1, Sentence 1, which says the executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America. That's it. He says that's pretty simple. As the Supreme Court likes to say, that's black letter law. Further, in more words from the court, it is unqualified. That means that all power in the executive branch belongs to Donald Trump. No ifs, ands, or buts, or excepts about it. All means all. Put bluntly, as long as he occupies the White House, every bureaucrat is obligated to do what he says. If you don't like it, then you're fired. That's it. That's it. All right, 13 past the hour, just getting started live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night.
They are really nice. I mean, whoever made them, they're really cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Chat. What's going on?
Yeah, it's...
Howdy, Rumblers.
Charles Massey says, Roberts has turned the Supreme Court to these judges and justice is gone. And it kind of feels like that. You know, we got all these Supreme Court justices in. They turned over Roe Wade and everything else we've lost, it feels like, you know, except for maybe the college loan, you know, forgiveness thing or whatever. But it doesn't feel like it. Freddie Garbo says, tell Damon my brackets didn't lock in. I noticed this evening, and it did 2 nights ago. And I did it 2 nights ago. So her brackets are not there. And those are fantastic brackets, by the way. We have an amazing set of brackets. I heard
they were the winners. Yeah.
Yeah, almost 600 brackets.
No, the goal was to get to 300, right?
That's nice. So Greta, Damon knows. He's on it. He's working it. He will correct it.
There's nothing I can do. If it's locked, it's locked. If it's not locked, it's not locked. If you didn't pick all the games or there was something you missed, when you went to submit the bracket, if it wasn't all picked, it should have told you.
Yeah, it wouldn't have locked.
Yeah, it would have said, you got 63 of 64 games or whatever. You're missing one. Hello, Les Durham on YouTube. What's going on?
5 live subs.
Otto, 5 live subs on YouTube. Thank you very much.
I didn't get a doll.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. A lot of caffeine in this room.
Didn't you bring in more? I thought you brought in.
No.
I thought you brought in a couple of
I think, what'd you buy, 3?
Yeah, but I thought you brought in more. Oh, hold on. William Kaufman in the YouTube chat. $3. Thank you, William.
Howdy to the Twixers.
$3 super chat.
On X. And the YouTubers and of course the Rumblers. The Rumblers.
Damon, is that you or the doll? Ba-ba-da-da. 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night, March 20th. As I said that, 17 past the hour of 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Real America's Voice. We are not on 103.9 LI News tonight because the Islanders are playing.
Montreal
and my
Canadiens
son is actually at the game.
This is a big game tonight.
Yeah, it was tied at 1 last I looked.
It's a big game? Okay.
Tied at 1.
Okay, very good. Let's do some sports. March Madness tipped off today at 12:15. 570 of you.
583.
583 of you. Brackets are in. We will track them throughout the 2 weeks, obviously, of March Madness, leading to the national championship game. Big D off to a little bit of a slow start.
Ooh.
I looked at a 583. I was in 450th place.
Oh my God! I'm at 131. I was 6-2.
Yeah, you got
to. Some guys hit them all already. Big D.
I was not. I changed some last minute, rethinking and looking at the public lines and where I thought the money was going. That was a huge mistake.
It always is.
Of course, yeah. So I Creighton. Obviously, I had Louisville, and I had Creighton, and I flipped it like an idiot.
Mm-hmm. You only did one. So you only did one bracket?
Well, yeah, that was the idea. You do one bracket.
Oh. See, I had too many choices.
McNeese State obviously got me. And I picked High Point over Purdue. I thought Purdue was going to get upset.
No, Boilermakers looked good today.
High Point was playing well.
Yep,
but I hit everything else. So I think I'm 4-4 on the day so far. Terrible.
Yeah, I'm 6-2.
All right, very good.
I'm on 0-0.
All right, very good, Vinny. Vinny's bracket will be filled out next week. Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell, MyPillow. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Slickster's got it. What's going on?
Vinny, you might be able to still fill out the Frozen Four. I'm
doing a post bracket. That's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Well, we got the battle of the whiskey, Big D here. We got Tennessee right now leading Wofford. Now, we're not to be confused with Woodford Reserve.
Wofford,
I know. Wofford, 52-43, 12 to go there in the second half. We got a good game here, too. Arkansas, 47-44 over Kansas at the half. Also at the half, Texas A&M beating Yale 40-29. I picked Yale. I thought they can get the upset. Still time. Drake right now leading Missouri 18-14, 7 to go there in the first. Finals from earlier today. Number 9 Creighton beats Louisville 89-75. I had that one. Purdue over High Point 75-63. I had that one. Wisconsin over Montana 85-66. Check. Houston, everybody had that one 78-40 over SIUE. We had Auburn 83-63 over Alabama State. Check on everybody's bracket there for sure. McNeese, that was a good pick there. That 12 did beat the 5. I was looking for that 12 and 5, Rick. We talked about it last night. Well, there it was, and I didn't have it.
Delgado nailed it on bracket 4.
Yep.
Did I? Nice.
McNeese.
I can't even, I see my brackets listed, but how do I get, how do you find where you are in the group? Is that easy to find?
No, you got to just
There should be a number next to your name of your bracket. Did you name all your brackets?
Yeah. I named all my brackets.
There's a number to the left of the name of the bracket.
My brackets.
Okay.
Sports continues.
Sports continues. And so, like
I want to know the names of the brackets.
Clemson decided, like you said, Big, they decided to stop playing in the last 2 minutes of the game, but they came up short by 2, 69-67 there. BYU over VCU, no surprise there, 80-71 was the final. Gonzaga absolutely annihilated Georgia. Georgia had 3 points in the first 7 minutes of the half. I couldn't. I thought I was seeing something wrong. Incredible. They did finally wake up. Scored 68, but Gonzaga had 89. They really ran the table. Utah, UCLA coming up at 9:25, 9:45. Our St. John's. We got our boys in the house. The Queens boys taking on Omaha. Big D in the West region. We got UC San Diego and Michigan. Another 12 and 5. Could be an upset there as well. 10 p.m. 10:10. UNC Wilmington and Texas Tech in the nightcap. Also West region first round. So March Madness continues through the night and starts up again tomorrow at 12:15. Big D. March Madness all the rage. Do I have time for one quick story? It's kind of political.
Plenty of time.
Okay. UFC legend Conor McGregor announces run for president of Ireland. Warner Todd Houston of Breitbart. Former UFC champion Conor McGregor announced on Thursday that he intends to run for Ireland's presidency, and he's making immigration one of his top issues. McGregor made his announcement in a post on X earlier today. Ireland must fully implement the EU Migration Pact by June 12th, 2026, McGregor noted in his post. So between now and June 12th, several pieces of legislation have to be passed by both houses of the, looks like the Orishatas, and then signed by the president, he continued, adding that the next presidential election will be held on November 11th. Who else will stand up to government and oppose this bill, he wrote. Any other presidential candidate they attempt to put forward will have no resistance to them. I will, McGregor exclaimed. Ireland is set to fully implement the extremely lenient open border style rules that have made many parts of Europe unsafe and unlivable. McGregor opposes this scheme. Sounds familiar, right? For clarity, also, as president, I would put forth this bill to referendum. Although I oppose greatly this pact, it is neither mine nor government's choice to make. It is the people of Ireland's choice, always. That is true democracy, he wrote. He wrote that he hopes to help usher in a debate on these issues and vote to see who in Ireland's government supports the EU plan. This is the future of Ireland with me as president, he promised all citizens of Ireland to have a voice and a choice on their future. God bless our people, he said. Vote McGregor and have your voice heard, the fighter concluded. The current president, Michael D. Higgins, will be term limited out of office next year after his second term comes to an end. Each term is 7 years, and a sitting president may only serve 2 terms. The Irish government has already attacked McGregor for his past comments against untrammeled immigration. So we will see what happens, Big D. But yeah, Conor McGregor, no surprise. He's throwing his hat in the ring, literally.
Ireland has faced, if you've been to Dublin, I've been to Dublin recently, and if you've been to Dublin, and I have friends that have been to Dublin, it doesn't feel like there's Irish there.
Really?
It's packed with, folks from Pakistan and all kinds of other places. It's got to make
it's a melting pot.
them upset.
Yeah, so
a guy like McGregor makes sense sometimes to that,
Like he said, pretty soon they'll have no country to come home to.
Yeah. Well, we've seen this with the great Manny Pacquiao, too, with the Philippines, right? I mean, another fighter that threw his hat in the political ring. So we'll see. No surprise, Conor McGregor visited with the president last week as well, right? That was pretty interesting.
Did.
And that's a wrap in sports. Big D, back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. So what was it last night? Remember, something happened last night. We said, well, just give it a day or two, and some judge will rule that it's not. What was that? Do you remember what it was?
I thought we were making a joke.
Men and women.
We were joking
because I see this from 5 minutes ago from as I referenced her last night, Professor Margot Cleveland. She says, holy crap. Federal judge just told Trump he hire a former DOJ employee to work in USAID. Trump administration sought clarification to ensure injunction did not cover Lewin, who was hired to work with USAID, and the court said, nope, he's covered. Lewin was appointed to acting USAID deputy administration, and Rubio delegated that authority to Lewin and put Lewin in charge of day-to-day work at USAID. Lewin would answer to Rubio and Trump. So effectively, in a jaw-dropping order, a federal judge has now told Rubio and Trump they cannot hire the person they believe best suited for the job because he previously was DOJ's lead. I cannot even verbalize how much BS crazy you-know-what this is. This is from 5 minutes ago.
That is.
So we said last night, right?
I think it was
this.
Yeah.
Well, we said just wait 24 hours. You'll have some other order coming from. It's just never going to stop.
I think it was the Title IX. I think we were.
No, I think you're joking about wearing pants. I think it was something like so stupidly silly, but even hiring somebody that they want to hire. So you can't hire the person you determine you want to hire because, well, this judge doesn't like it.
I mean, it's the ultimate slap in the face of just logic and common sense. These judges are out of control.
If you want to see what tyranny looks like, there it is, and it wears a robe, and it's progressive.
Yeah. They talk about dictatorship.
Yeah.
This is how they work, by the way.
This is the judicial coup that we talked about last night. Going on right now in your face.
All right, live from Studio 6B, more to do. 26 past the hour. We're back right after this.
You can make as many brackets as you want. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I did 5 brackets.
I'm going to check that.
I don't know, Delgado.
We get a bracket check, please, on aisle 5. Bracket check. Did the Celtics sell?
Oh, my God. Look at that three-pointer.
I'm sorry?
Did someone buy the Boston Celtics?
Yes,
Yeah.
$6.1 billion.
$6.1 billion. When did that happen?
I'm going to get to my next today.
That was today.
Yeah,
I thought I heard that.
I'm going to get to that story next.
Okay.
Yeah, $6.1 billion they sold for. That's a record for, obviously, for an NBA team.
You could have done, according to what I saw on the link this morning, I could have done 25 brackets.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can
10
put
billion.
your bracket in with all of ESPN, but with our group,
Ahead of the
you can only
Yankees.
do
Yankees
one
are like
per
9.
user.
Oh, really?
Wow.
$10 billion. Bought
You log in if you
bought
go
the team
to groups,
for $200 million.
What does it say?
Groups. What do I got to do?
Granted,
Search the group?
but, hey, that was 35 years ago.
Okay, hit groups.
I don't know if that
Okay.
calculates
You logged in?
inflation.
36
Yeah,
years to be exact.
What's the name of the group?
LFS6B odds makers 25.
Oh.
Yeah, so you didn't make it in the group.
Kansas is down by 10.
You didn't make it in the group.
Odds
Yeah.
makers 25.
So you just did brackets for ESPN. You didn't actually.
No, because you said you saw one of my brackets, right?
No, you could have been somebody imposter
Someone
too.
used your name. I
They
said,
people
yeah.
use names.
Well, mine were
What color was your bracket?
LFS6B Rick, one takes one.
One guy out of luck.
You see our group in your group. Like if you don't see under groups, it says
the
LFS6B odds makers 25. Then you're not in our group.
How did that happen?
How come
I
they
could
get
answer
it?
that on air, or I could mute the mics and then tell you.
Can't get into the getter tonight, man.
What the?
I followed the link on Twitter as instructed.
That's what I did. It took me right to it. It said create your bracket. Okay.
Fran, always following the letter of the law.
I followed the links.
Delgado's 5 brackets aren't even in.
What color were the brackets?
They're not brackets, they're rickets.
Yeah.
Oh, look out.
That was a good try. Good
Kansas,
attempt.
come on.
Well, I hope whoever you entered, I hope they're giving away free merch.
Nobody gives away anything free.
Like TJ Maxx is in his bracket.
We're the only ones who
Yeah,
give away free
maybe you entered the TJ Maxx bracket. Maybe they're going to give free furry shirts.
They didn't charge you for that, did they?
How many times did you vote? Just checking.
His shirt's got a nice feel to it, Big D.
It does. It feels really nice.
No, look, you get free bowl soup with that. It looks nice.
You can
It's
wear
screaming
it.
for
It's good on you, though.
It's screaming for a spaghetti sauce.
You can bathe in it. You can walk in it.
Hey, I got the marinara.
You can eat in it.
How can I search
good.
the group
Okay,
to
don't-
find my bracket?
Delgado,
don't hurt your
honestly,
brain.
I can see how you didn't make it into the group if you can't even navigate the. It's not that hard.
No, I know. It was very easy. That's why I made 5 brackets.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B. So we have an unfortunate finding here in the commercial break, and that is that Rick Delgado has not made it into the
I don't think I made it into the
LFS 6B Odds Makers 25 Bracket Challenge. His 5 brackets just went into the general ESPN Bracket Challenge.
I don't even know how that happens.
Yeah. Well,
I followed the links and everything.
You're too busy playing with your doll.
But you do good news, so let's do that. We won't worry about your brackets for now. Let's do the news. And here with that, yeah, that's history, is Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
I picked great brackets to win. Anyhow.
That's what they all say.
Anyhow, aside from my shopping excursion, did a good job.
I know I did.
We were talking about of course, the judicial coup that's going on. And what do you know? Guess what happened today? Well, the old Trump administration is kind of telling the judge here, Judge Boasberg, to kick rocks. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg said that the government's lawyers failed to meet the deadline he set for them to submit information about the administration's deportation flights, which included individuals who were targeted for immediate removal under the 1798 Aliens Enemies Act, and whether they knowingly defied his court order.
Oh, my God, I can't believe I did this. I'm sorry, Rick. Hold on.
What?
Breaking news. Let's go to Rick Delgado here for our Jeffrey Epstein Files update of the night.
Yeah. Big
Rick
time.
Delgado, over to you. Epstein update. Give it to us.
Here's what we got.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's a big
All
list.
right,
Wait till tomorrow.
That's been your Epstein update for Thursday night, March 20th. Let's join our regularly scheduled program in progress. Back to the news.
In the blistering order sent Thursday, the judge noted that the government again evaded its obligations to submit information about the flights even after he offered the opportunity for them to do so under seal. The filing they did submit was hours late and failed to answer his question. So, Vin, like you were saying, and like we've been kind of talking about the last couple days, maybe it's time for the Trump administration to say, you know what? No, you guys don't have any standing here. We don't really have to follow what you say. Instead, he said the court was sent a 6-paragraph declaration from a regional ICE office director in Texas, which notified the court that cabinet secretaries are actively considering whether to invoke the State Secrets Act privileges over the facts requested by the court's order. This, he said, is woefully insufficient. Well, boo-hoo to you. Because then, over from the Department of Justice, Pam Bondi came out and said a little something herself. Attorney General Pam Bondi said the district judge who ordered the Trump administration to return deportation flights over the weekend has no right to be asking questions about specifics. She said this, "Our lawyers are working on this and we will answer appropriately," she said earlier. But I tell you this judge has no right to ask those questions. District Court Judge James Boasberg originally gave the Trump blah, 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 which I just told you about. In the fiery hearing on Monday, he pressed the administration on the timing of the flights and called for answers about a timetable or justification for refusing to do so. Trump administration and GOP allies have all sharply criticized Boasberg for the order and subsequent hearings, calling him to be impeached and stirring up questions about executive versus judicial power. So there you have it. the Attorney General coming out hard saying, look, basically, we don't have to answer your questions because you don't even have a right to answer these questions. According to her, they're meddling in foreign affairs. They're meddling in the government, she said. And the question should be, why is a judge trying to protect terrorists that have invaded our country over American citizens?
I also think, I'm a big supporter of Pam Bondi, so I have totally backed her. I think we all have.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, she's we hope she's going to do the great job. But here's the answer. The answer is, we don't think you have jurisdiction here. The president has every right to do it, and we're going to ignore from here on out every court order from any district or federal judge on any of the matters that we believe the president has the authority to do what he's supposed to do, period. We're not even going to respond. She's giving him a response, not as much of the middle finger as I'm saying right now, but she's giving him a response similar to that. So I give her some credit for stepping up with some hard language, but that's it. There's no like middle ground here. Yeah,
and maybe that's the tactic to use, and just kind of blow through it, right? Just kind of push it to the side. Look, they have no standing. They have no reason to be answering these questions. We don't recognize their authority over the president of the United States because they're a district court judge. If the Supreme Court would like to weigh in and let them know what kind of jurisdiction they have, that would be something we'd listen to. But until the Supreme Court weighs in, they don't exist.
That's exactly the strategy that I'm professing, at least. Pam, if you're listening, keep going, go that direction.
Well, you're hearing more people and more people call for that. Even I heard Mike Davis today on with, I think it was Steve, saying, I normally don't like to do this, but I'm calling for the president to ignore this order and continue to put planes in the air and get these criminals out of here. And no one takes that lightly. Daniel Horowitz wrote about it yesterday. Oh, the guy over at the Federalist I told you about yesterday wrote about it. Trump must ignore these orders or risk his presidency.
Yeah.
That's what it's come down to. It's true. It's completely true. How do you run on something? How do you try and do all these good things and then freeze? I mean, he has no choice besides the fact it's the right thing to do.
Right.
I mean,
and by the way, legal. The American people will be with him. He'll take that. He will take that argument. You can have the you'll have the lefties, the Margaret Brennans, and those making fools of themselves every Sunday morning, talking about how he's a dictator and how this is ruining the democracy. Their favorite word, of course, never a constitutional republic. But Trump will have the people. If the Democrats want to get in front of cameras and make arguments on why murders, killers, rapists, drug traffickers, child traffickers should be kept here, then I welcome them to make that argument to the American people. If Chuck Schumer wants to go on The View and make that argument, go make that argument. If they want to make that argument and see how that comes out in the next polling, their polling is already, I think they're at like 28% now approval, so they'll be at skim milk pretty soon if they continue to do this. That's just the way it's going to go. Trump will have the people with him. That's not an argument he's going to lose.
I completely agree. The people will back him. And I think the judges won't back down, and the Democratic Party is going to claim constitutional crisis. But at the end of the day, the only choice you have is to completely ignore it and do as what we said.
Yeah, exactly. Here's, as a matter of fact, cut number 5. Here's Jim Jordan schooling the brainiac known as Casey Hunt about Judge Boasberg and what he's been up to. Here's cut 5. Check this out.
Do you believe, as President Trump does, that Judge Boasberg should be impeached?
Well, normally, as Chief Justice Roberts has pointed out, the remedy for bad decisions is the appellate court. But it seems to me you may have something a little different here. This judge's decision was so ridiculous, it seems to be political. And then when you add to it the history of Judge Boasberg, his work with the FISA court, back in the whole Trump-Russia baloney, that whole, fake collusion thing that they talked about, the Democrats talked about forever. And then, of course, his sentencing of Kevin Kleinsmith, the guy who lied to the FISA court, altered a document back during that same time frame. I think you might have here a judge who's acting in a political fashion. That is a different question. And so for us Republicans, and I think folks on the Judiciary Committee, all options are still on the table. We're going to do some research. We're going to dig into this, and we're going to find out. And then I think when you really step back, Casey, and look at how stupid the decision was by this judge, I mean, he basically said, he did say, turn the plane around, bring back gang members, hardened criminals who've done all kinds of bad things, who are here illegally, turn the plane around and bring those bad guys back to the country. I think just on its face, this is ridiculous. And so it sure looks like the judge is acting in a political fashion.
Yeah, so there you have it. Again, the judicial tyranny coming out of this judge and many others.
You know, the only thing bad about that response from him is that he says we're going to have to think about it and do some research. And then what are you going to do? Write a strongly worded letter?
That's typical.
Yeah. Yep.
Typical congressman.
How about just say yes?
Yeah.
The guy's clearly political. It's clearly a strategy, and he should be impeached. How about that? Is that not a message that we can deliver, or do we not actually believe it? Which one? Are we going to listen to the Lincoln Project, or is Congress going to actually act like they've got some you-know-whats here? Because this is clearly a strategy. As much as Russia-Kaluza was a strategy in 2016, it's really no different.
But Congress is not going to do anything. We don't have enough control of Congress.
But here's the problem. Congress is the only reason that these courts exist. So if they created them, they're going to have to be the ones to get rid of them or do something about it.
I don't disagree with that, but Congress doesn't have enough. We don't have enough people in there on the right to get rid of these guys. The Democrats are never going to go for that because this is their one weapon to keep Trump down. Like, I agree with you. I want exactly that to happen. I hope that happens. I don't believe it can happen because of that. So the only other alternative I think you have is to say, we don't acknowledge it. You have no jurisdiction. The Supreme Court wants to tell us otherwise. Fine. Until then, we're going this way.
Right. Kick rocks. See you later.
And I agree with that too, by the way, that he has to do that. Especially when it comes to this specific judge and these planes.
And it is a constitutional crisis. On our side, it's a constitutional crisis to have rogue judges creating policy or undermining policy or determining policy for 350 million people who voted for completely different policies.
Yeah.
Some judge in some town somewhere we never heard of. That's a constitutional crisis. You want to talk about a constitutional crisis? It's right there.
Yeah, and that's the judicial coup, they call it. That is currently we're witnessing right now. Other news there, Damon. As promised, promises made, promises kept. Trump orders plan to dismantle the Department of Education while keeping some of its core functions, of course. Here he is talking about it, announcing the funding of the Department of Education. Trump cut number 7. Check this out.
Today we take a very historic action that was 45 years in the making. In a few moments, I will sign an executive order to begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education once and for all.
Look at the scene, by the way.
So
who understands TV more than that guy?
Oh,
nobody. Nobody
Look
ever.
at that shot.
Yeah.
Nobody ever.
Look at the shot with the kids at the desk signing there. Nobody understands communicating like he understands it.
Yeah.
Master.
That was a great setup.
Yeah. Here's cut 10, where he actually signs the executive order eliminating the Department of Education and putting out on the street old Linda McMahon. Cut 10.
Should I do this?
Again, back to your point. Engaging with the kids.
Fantastic.
Yep. Right? From the mouth to babes.
He's got the smaller desk.
Yeah, look at that. He does have a small desk, right?
What the heck happened?
Look at it. The kids doing the same thing.
It turned out to be very good for the country, and I said, let's use that same pen. I don't know, is anybody superstitious? Ron, are you superstitious? Let's use that same pen.
And all these kids are going to get a pen.
I'd love to hear Big D's take on all this.
There you go.
Former educator.
Well, all of our parents survived before 1980. They grew up just fine. I think again, the government need to be in the business of education. No, they don't need to be in that business or any other damn business they're in.
I went to the DMV today. They don't need to be in that business either.
That's for sure.
You certainly don't need to be in that business.
Customer disservice.
All right, live from Studio 6B. We're back right after this.
That is very true. just never know where that upset lies. You know.
Chat live is
20.
Saw it. I almost beat you to it, Slick.
20 memberships.
20 subs on YouTube. Really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Child of the King.
Delgado, did you figure out who your brackets are with?
Rich in the YouTube said he saw you on page 16.
Page 16. Oh, page 16.
Page 16 is where you are. You have
in our bracket.
He saw that Delgado had a bracket.
Let me see your. Let me give it. Please, just give me.
Hold on. I don't want you to see my personal stuff.
Who does your stuff? Harry?
This is ESPN? No.
Yeah.
This is X.
No, well, I was just looking for other stuff for the show. Damon, I'm not on the stupid ESPN thing all the time.
All right, swipe left.
I want to see your ESPN log.
Child of the King just weighed in again, Big D, in the YouTube super chat. 45-47. Isn't it beautiful to watch President Trump serving the people? The coup d'etat is coming for him still. We were just talking about that.
He's an amazing president, inspirational, signing these things in front of people, too.
Yep. That's amazing. Thank you.
Rick, 351 in the bracket. 351. That's a big number. That's a.
It's early yet. Don't worry. It's only the first day.
I can hear you. Yeah. I heard you, and I heard what you said to Rick. And
I can.
Damon can hear you, but yeah. And then I'm going to tell Slick Rick what you said because he needs to hear that too. What? Aaron's saying some nice stuff.
You're not logged in, Rick.
Oh my God, he's never logged in. He's logged out.
Yeah. You can't get a bracket unless you log in.
I logged in.
Very technical here. Such problems. We should have such problems.
Oh, Yale, come on.
And this is exactly why I don't do brackets. I can never find my bracket.
That's why I haven't.
Okay, so there you go. LFS 6B odds makers. Now you're logged in. You're number 346. That's all. All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night, March 20th. Slick's doing sports, Delgado's doing the news. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. And, of course, you live from Studio 6B audience, wherever you're watching. We appreciate it. YouTube, Facebook, X, Rumble, Kick, and, of course, Real America's Voice. Make sure you head over to livefromstudio6b.com as well. And make sure you sign up to be a member there. Vinnie Mac is here. Vinnie Mac's got some news, plus a new car on the way, we think.
Yep.
What's going on in the news, Vinnie?
It's got 3 wheels, but the fourth one's on order, so it should be exciting.
Okay.
You know, I was thinking about this Department of Education thing. You know, Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, when he first got elected, got the teachers' unions and all the teachers' votes.
Right.
I mean, it was the backbone of creating that. And Reagan was the first to say, I'm going to take it down. And there was a little freak out, but not like now. I mean, it's failed. It's a failing area of the government. So you got to remove it.
Not a single student in Illinois can read at a grade level.
Wow.
In 30 Illinois schools.
I mean, it's shocking.
That's terrible.
30 Illinois schools, not a single student can read at grade level. Think about that.
Not one?
Nope.
Not a one.
Oh,
but they want more money and more money. Oh, we can fix it with more money. No, you can't. You just keep paying yourselves more money, and the kids get nothing. Randy Weingarten, you know her. Cut number 4. Here she is admitting that the kids in these low income communities across that are supposed to be benefited by the Department of Education only see 10%. 10% of the money. Where's the other 90% go?
Yeah,
well, cut
that's
4.
what Doge is looking at.
Check this out.
What the department does is there's about $100 billion. So a kid who has disabilities, a kid who is poor, a kid who's going to Head Start, a kid who's in a rural area kid who is in a career tech ed program, a kid who gets a Pell Grant, a kid who's limited English proficient. Every single one of those kids, which are essentially most of our kids in public schools, they get basically 10% of every dollar that's spent on them is from the Department of Education.
Yeah. Where does the other 90% go is the question.
It's just so much corruption.
Packing their pensions, maybe making their donations, making sure that more money gets funneled to them. That's where that goes.
When you get that much money and nothing works and the results are so horrible, it's just corruption 101.
Right. That's kind of the definition.
Yeah, thank you.
Right?
It is. I mean, it's got to take a flamethrower to it. Do the Democrats want to keep it alive? I think there's your choice, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, simple.
I think it was last month we played a clip of Jon Stewart asking that very question. It's like, wait, if you tell me that you've got, I think it was $800 billion and you can't account for where that money goes, he goes, I'm sorry, but that's corruption. That's fraud. That's waste.
He called it right. He called balls and strikes on that. We've been talking about judges, and I don't know if any guys picked up this story or not, but this is something I predicted as soon as Biden opened up the floodgates of the borders and let all these immigrants in. My first thought, and it remains my thought and my only opinion on that, on the reason why they did this, was for votes. Simple as that, to turn swing states and so on. And slowly, we've seen city councils of major states in this country vote to allow non-citizens to be able to vote. Well, New York overturned that, or the highest court in New York on today found it 6-1 that you can't do that. The issue here is, what if we had rogue judges there too? What if these judges, like we're seeing now, go along with this craziness? The entire motivation, and I remember arguing with my very good friends, some of whom are very liberal, about this issue. And they said, well, why would we just let these people in? I mean, give me a good reason why they would do that. Votes. How do you turn the tiny percentages that are in swing states? How do you turn some of these small percentages that can dominate the Democrats from winning? I think we all suspected that. I think it's pretty clear that's why. But when city councils, and they're doing this in California and other places, say that illegals can vote, you know that is the real reason. So we need honorable and honest justices, especially at the highest level, to protect us from this. So New York, as surprised as I am to see that, I'm happy. 6-1 is a bit of a landslide decision. Who's the one?
Right. It was
that voted no.
It was Associate Judge Jenny Rivera was the lone dissenter.
Well, there you go. Jenny Rivera,
yeah.
No relation to Geraldo. But Jenny votes that way. And what that tells me is, if there's one, there's a lot more. And what Soros and the left have done by stacking the table with these judges that are just mindless political, supporters of the Democratic Party, if they start getting into these higher courts, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble, another big constitutional crisis. So I wanted to call attention to that. And one other thing I just wanted to call some attention to, we haven't talked about it. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. But these, and we got our own problems here in this country. So I don't want to discount that, hey, not looking out for the home base here, because, I feel like we have to, and I always am. But when there's really outrageous stuff happening that I think is horrible, I do want to voice it. And these killings in Syria continue. And the thing that's bothering me most about this issue, nobody's talking about it. It's not like, you hear about these things and then we got our own problems and we're dealing with our problems, but you do hear about these other problems. In this case, you don't hear a peep. I haven't seen any news coverage at all. Frankly, the only famous guy that talks about this is Nostradamus. I've seen reports where he's literally predicting these are the places where World War III starts. And it starts this way, in a place like Syria, and where, Iran has nuclear weapons and all this kind of stuff. The Houthis just shot stuff across. Iran's backing them. It's just a matter of time, folks, before we have to do something in that part of the world. Otherwise, there are nuclear weapons here. There's real Armageddon stuff that is possible. And these are the things that light that fuse. So you have to talk about it, I guess is my point.
All right, very good. Vinnie Mac, he'll do some more in hour 2. Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell, MyPillow. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Slickster, what's going on?
All right, big news in the sports world today. Bill Chisholm agrees to buy the Celtics for $6.1 billion. Tim Bontemps of ESPN. A group led by Bill Chisholm, a managing partner of Symphony Technology Group, has agreed to purchase the Boston Celtics for a valuation of $6.1 billion, sources told ESPN's Shams Charania. That price would surpass the $6.05 billion price led by Josh Harris. They paid the NFL's Washington Commanders owner in 2023 as the most paid for a franchise in North American sports history. And it would easily surpass the record number for the control stake of an NBA team, which was set 2 years ago when Matt Ishbia bought the Phoenix Suns for $4 billion. The new ownership group also includes Boston business leaders Rob Hale, who is a current Celtics shareholder, and Bruce Beal Jr. The sale agreement was announced Thursday, but terms were not disclosed. This process to buy the team started just under 50 years ago when I had my 7th birthday and attended a game at the old Boston Garden. I had to read that, Chisholm told Charania. I was hooked ever since. I've been a rabid fan ever since. I bleed green. I love the Celtics. When this opportunity came up, I couldn't pass it up. I mean, that's just great stuff when a guy grew up as a kid, a fan, and bought the team. I like that kind of story, so I wanted to get that in. Big D. I don't like the Celtics, so I will tell you that. And U.S. men's soccer coach says
the Celtics.
They made my life miserable when I was a kid.
Who was in there? What'd you say the guy's name was? The guy who owns the Commanders? Harris?
Yeah, Josh Harris.
What's he also own?
Oh, God, the Sixers.
The Sixers.
Who's made my life miserable since I was a kid.
Thinking about...
it's a full circle story.
Maybe he'd like to pull his money out of that dumpster fire and buy the Celtics.
Yeah, that's what he should have did. And that is
Get the memo out, quick.
But I'll get to the story later on. But U.S. men's soccer coach says Team USA can win World Cup with Trump's help. You better call your father-in-law.
Well, he's going to play goalie?
Trump could play anything, trust me. I'll get to that story in a little bit. I'll run that next week.
Okay, very good. All right, I'm anxious to hear that. What's Trump going to do? All right, live from Studio 6B, hour 2. We have to wait, I guess.
You got to wait. I'm not going to.
It's one thing to do with the illegals.
Just told you I'm going to give it to you in the next segment. Come on now.
That's called a tease.
Yes, exactly.
You can stay in the country if you want to play soccer for us.
Xavier, that was amazing. That was a bad blow, and they blew that. Thought they had it. I really did. Let's see. We got going on. Oh.
You were? Oh.
LSU Patriot, $5. Thank you, LSU Patriot, in the YouTube super chat. Been a rough week. Give us some good laughs tonight, guys. Grandma sends a special shout out to Vin. She said the silver fox is extra foxy tonight. There you go, Vin. You're getting a little love there. That's LSU Patriot, our good friend.
Thank you, Grandma. I'm with you.
Come on.
Big D. Now, tomorrow night, I got a text from one of my good friends, Matt Miller, watches the show all the time, lives over here. He wants to know, is it open for people? Can people come to the show tomorrow night, or is that closed? Do you know?
I mean, it's closed, but for your guy?
Matt Miller, he's a good guy.
Yeah, tell him to come on.
He's a
Tell him to bring a pizza.
watches the show all the time.
Look at Doug Otto looking for him to bring pizza.
Tell him to bring
How much money he's got?
What you got?
Yeah, it's a small donation to
Listen, he'll bring it. He drives the ambulance over here for Lakeland Fire Department. He'll bring an ambulance.
How much you got? How much money you bringing over here?
Got a little something.
Oh man, I'm excited tomorrow, man. It's gonna be a good little warm up for the real thing.
Sticks. Bring the Mozzie
tired.
sticks.
Yeah. Probably tomorrow and the next Friday. They want to do like a grand, big, like, first big one, like with the music. They want to do fireworks.
When is that?
You want to do what?
Indoors?
No, outside.
We know how that's
food
gonna
trucks.
work out.
I told him get the steak truck back for Slick. He's missing it.
They want to do fireworks? Didn't we have those a couple of months ago here?
Yeah, so we want to do that. They want to do
so much was going on. We had fireworks in here.
Gosh. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Damon and Slick are bullying Delgado.
They think that we're all over him.
Yeah.
They're onto it.
Duh.
Oh, damn it.
Just another night that ends in Y.
Damon's going to unstuff his doll one day. He's going to come in.
Oh,
it's going to be
don't you touch my
What
doll.
happens when you forget your brackets? That's all.
Sorry.
There's a
Oh,
bracket,
I got my one bracket in.
result.
Yeah, but you tried to stuff the bracket box.
I thought you could make multiple. It said make multiple brackets. It's like,
Cheater.
okay.
Cheater.
Fine. Be that way.
Cheater, weeder.
Whatever.
Delgado's a cheater.
Whatever.
UFO. Mars cheater. Vinny, tell Damon to bring the show to the plains, Greta says.
Oh, we
Set
got to
the
go to
show
her
in my
barn.
nice barn, yeah. All right, hour two, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night, 9 p.m. Slick's doing sports. Delgado's doing the news. Vinny Mac's in tonight doing the news as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Tomorrow night we'll be live from the I always call it Americas with an S on it, and that's not right. America First Warehouse.
Yeah.
America First Warehouse. Singular America.
Yeah.
One America.
Got enough possession around here.
Yeah, we'll be live there tomorrow night.
We're not Chicago students, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
We know our stuff.
Well, I am,
Yeah,
pretty much.
okay.
But
check, please.
And then hopefully we'll get to see all of you there in the coming weeks and months.
Come join us
on Friday nights
and stuff.
And boy, by the way, thanks to everybody who sent in musical suggestions.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There was some good ones.
Lionel Richie?
Some of them I think are going to be unreachable.
My Sharona?
No, My Sharona's not on there.
The Knack is not going to be.
Lionel Richie wasn't on there. But you know who somebody reminded me of, and I knew he was a great singer because I watched him on American Idol, is Danny Goki.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, he's got a song.
It's a household name.
Never heard of him.
I'll have steak fries and a Goki, please. Thank you. Yeah.
You know, you
No
guys,
Goki, Pepsi.
you guys are just,
You want Goki sauce? Yeah, put some Goki sauce on that chicken sandwich. That's good.
He sounds like a Star Wars character.
I'll have some
Yeah,
Goki
right,
cheese.
just
He hangs out with
bunch of
the-
No, but Damon, go ahead. Talk about
No,
Goki.
anyways,
Talk about Goki.
talk about
Don't let us
It doesn't
interrupt
matter
you.
what you guys
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
it is.
Talk about
I'm gonna
the
make the
Goki.
decision.
Talk about
Danny
Danny
Goki from American Idol,
Right.
Oh.
who I think came in
Household name.
third. He's a great vocalist.
I'll have Goki cheese on the side, please.
Yeah, such a
You know
jerk.
what? I actually tried Goki cheese for the first time. I liked it.
I do remember him, though. He was talented.
Oh, he's so good. And he's got a
Yeah, of
song
course
out
he is.
about which you all will probably, you don't deserve to listen to, you haters.
Let's hear it.
Well, I can't play it. We don't have the
play it
license
now.
to play it
Come
on here, but maybe he can come do it live. I don't know. He's by the way, he's got a busy tour schedule.
Let me call him right now. Let's see if we get the permit.
And
See if he can-
he's got a song called, I think, America First or America One or One America or something. I don't remember. You can tell I really paid attention.
You're a big fan.
But no, I listened to it, and he sounds really good. He was a great vocalist. He's a great vocalist. He went through some health problems, I think, if I remember correctly. But he seems like he's doing well. And no, he's good. I'm going to play it for you jerks in the break. And you tell me what you think.
Yeah, can't wait.
Shut up, Slick.
What bracket is he in?
How many brackets did he do?
Oh, God.
I got the Danny Goki bracket. I can't find Delgado, but
So someone suggested him.
Mm-hmm.
Someone suggested the Castellos. Are you aware of the Castellos? The three sisters, I think they are.
Yeah, they make a good sauce.
they went on a 3-hour tour.
No, they're not. We're not going to be able to get them because they're too big now.
Okay.
Right.
I go there for Sundays.
They're on tour with, I think, Little Big Town.
Oh, of course.
Oh, I heard.
There you go.
And
They've gotten big.
somebody else. So I don't think we can get them. But they're great. But then I got a bunch of bluegrass,
More
and
bluegrass. There you go, Slick.
Someone sent me somebody's smoke, blueberry smoke, blackberry smoke, who I saw open for Zach Brown Band years ago before they were really anybody. They're fantastic. So now we got good recommendations. So if you have a recommendation that you'd like me to listen to and look at, don't send it to these three nerds because you can hear what they think. Send it to me, lfs6b@yahoo.com. lfs6b@yahoo.com. Continue to send in recommendations with links to their music or YouTube or whatever, and I'll keep listening to them.
Yeah,
But I think we got some good ones.
You should go key and do that right away.
Our friend... don't laugh at them, Aaron. Don't encourage them. Our friend Ben Berquam has a new episode of Law and Border, and Ben's our guy, as you know. So here's the preview of the new upcoming Law and Border.
We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. Oh, baby.
Welcome back to an all-new season of Law and Border. After 4 years and an open invitation by Democrats to invade our southern borders, we finally won the election, and we're looking forward to brighter days ahead. But before we get there, we have to undo everything that Joe Biden and the Democrats have destroyed.
We're fighting a losing battle right now.
We begin this season of Law and Border by looking back. Donald J. Trump has just won the presidency of the United States, but Sleepy Joe and crazy Kamala Harris are still in control. So maybe you're asking yourself, what does the border look like from the Mexico side?
That is just crazy.
Well, here at Law and Border, we're lucky because we have Ben Berquam and Oscar Ramirez to take you on an unprecedented journey to show you all 8 ports of entry from the Mexico side of the border.
There's a lot of activity right here that is going on.
Our fearless frontline reporters will be starting out in Mexico City. Then they'll head north to the Gulf of Mexico, now named the Gulf of America, and all the way across to the Pacific Ocean and Tijuana. Keep in mind, all the while, they'll be passing through multiple cartel territories. And these areas are patrolled by heavily armed cartel criminals.
Keeping the camera down just for we're in a very hot zone.
But here at Law and Border, every day is an unknown. Every day is an adventure, and the only network to take you there is Real America's Voice News. So strap in because Season 5 of Law and Border begins now.
Don't tell anyone we're coming.
All right, there you go.
Cool.
Do you want to watch it? You should. 4 p.m. on Saturday.
That looks good.
The new Law and Border, Ben Berquam. So check that out.
That looks real good.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think of? I mentioned him to you the other day. I'm a big fan of the Nate Smith.
I'm sorry?
Country singer Nate Smith.
Oh, we're back to music now?
Yeah.
Oh, Nate Smith? I like Nate Smith, yes.
And he's going to be in this area between Saratoga Springs and Philadelphia for about 2 weeks between May and June. So I wonder if we can slide him in.
Okay, we'll have to find out. But guys with like that big, though, it's tough to get them. They have managers and deals and...
They want to get paid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a problem.
So
Lira. Let's break the Lira out.
Well, we'll try, though. We'll try. Yeah, Vin can break out some Lira. Slick can break out the Black American Express, and we'll see what we can do.
Maybe he's a fan of the show.
Smith. Maybe he's a fan of the show.
Could be. That's all you need.
That's all I mean, yeah.
All right, 7 minutes past the hour. Speaking of Delgado, let's do a little news while we can here. What's going on?
All right. Well, let's see. In terms of what we've got in terms of showing you, well, I've got a couple great clips here. One of which, because Tim Walz has been in the news so much lately, of course, he wants to fight everybody on the MAGA side. He thinks he can take them on.
O'Leary?
Yes.
Oh.
I love him.
Well, here is on CNN, Shermichael Singleton talking about what he thinks of Tim Walz. Here it is, cut number 1. Check this out for yourself. Cut 1.
Tim Walz is a complete moron to me. I have to be very honest, and I'm not surprised why the American people did not choose him. Nothing against the vice president. With that said, Elon Musk employs 80+ thousand Americans. Most of them are working class people. The implications of the stock, let's say this were to continue on for another year, so I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. Will the company at some point have to decrease its workplace? Most of those people, I would imagine, probably vote for Democrats, at least some of them. So now you're impacting people who likely share your worldview because you disagree with Elon Musk. Don't buy the car. Just like those guys are saying, let's protest Anheuser-Busch, et cetera. We're just not going to buy their beer. I'm okay with that. But destroying public property, there is no place for that. I agree with Kevin. Lock them up and set an example that this is not what we're going to tolerate in this country.
I mean,
yeah. The part right before he started there, that clip was Kevin O'Leary's part. Do you have that?
I do have a clip of Kevin O'Leary from that where he unloads about the Tesla violence. This just in as well. 3 people are facing federal charges now for the Tesla attacks. Some of these acts are domestic terrorism. The Department of Justice announced the charges earlier today against 3 people, saying they allegedly responsible for the violent incidents targeting Elon Musk Tesla cars, showrooms, and charging stations around the country. 3 people in Charleston, South Carolina, Loveland, Colorado, and Salem, Oregon are facing criminal charges that carry a minimum penalty of 5 and up to 20 years in prison for a range of violent acts. They include using Molotov cocktails to set the fires, charging stations, and other incendiary devices, and a suppressed AR-15 rifle. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced earlier today in a segment. You wanted Kevin O'Leary? Here he is, cut number 2, talking about this Tesla violence. Cut 2.
I mean, is it okay for an American company to just be hated, for people to want it to not do well?
I think go back to point 1. When you set a car on fire,
what a great question.
You go to jail. You're a criminal.
Any car,
I don't think we have to talk about it in any other context.
Yeah.
And all those cars have cameras in them, and those dealerships have cameras. You're beyond being stupid when you do that. You're going to go to jail, and you now have a government that just got their mandate. They can't wait to find idiots that do this. You're going to spend 5 to 20 years in prison. If they get them on terrorism, which I think is a stretch, they will have no parole, no shortened sentence. They'll rot in hell in prison for 20 years. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that's okay. Breaking in, shooting a car, setting on fire, nothing to do with the politics, nothing to do with Tesla. You are a criminal, and you should go
what about the broader
to
question
jail.
About the protest factor? I mean, you heard
what
Tim Walz.
protest?
Yeah.
Kevin is so
that's the
spot
best
on.
part.
Oh, was it? That was the clip that was available. Again, getting back to Pam Bondi, her strong statement came less than 2 days after these attacks on Tesla. Also would be considered nothing short of domestic terrorism. A representative for the DOJ didn't immediately respond to NPR's additional questions on what the agency plans to do next. Trump, for his part, has criticized the attacks and efforts to boycott Musk companies, and last week said he would purchase a Tesla vehicle for himself to support his advisor.
So I just want to. Okay. So right there, where you cut it, Abby Phillips, who might be on par with Margaret Brennan for worst person on TV, or at least worst questionnaire on TV, says something about Tim Walz, because you've been seeing, Tim Walz did this thing on stage somewhere. I don't know where he was. I put Tesla stock on my phone, and I see it goes down. He's doing this. Kevin O'Leary goes, yeah, what a dunce this guy is. Does he have any idea that his public pension fund in Minnesota probably has a 3.5% weighting of Tesla in it? So he's hoping that his own personal pension fund and those of all the people who he's the governor of are losing a 3.5% weighting in their retirement.
It's $350 million.
What a dummy.
That's what they have in Tesla stock in the Minnesota state pension. $350 million worth of Tesla stock that this moron just tried to knock down. I hope you people in Minnesota are watching. By the way, New York State, they're trying to tell our people to divest of the Tesla stock. So why don't you just go out there and say we're going to get rid of another $350 million and drive the stock further down to make less money for your constituents? I mean, these are the dumbest people you could ever imagine. They're so caught in derangement. That's what this is about.
It's just an emotional, petulant child who's not getting what they want,
right?
And they decide let's spite everything. Let's smash my face into the wall because I'm having trouble seeing.
Take my wall smash.
Okay.
All right, sports, more news coming up.
Yes.
What the free throw?
Someone said on social media, this isn't hee-haw with the bluegrass. Oh, man. I haven't heard the name hee-haw in a long time.
This is my
Yeah. Remember that show?
Of course. Hee-haw. On Sunday nights.
Who's that guy's name? The really good
Roy
guitar player.
something or other.
Roy.
Yeah.
I took Kansas.
I remember his first name.
So this is my bracket.
Oh, yeah, I recognize him.
Kansas.
Oh.
He's got a great voice.
That is a nice voice, actually, Damon.
He's a real faith singer. I mean, K-Love. I love the guy.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Big D, you know how to give away subs? Because there's like a Child of the King boy, I think another 20 subs, so you got to give that away. I don't know how to give away subs. Oh, she gives them. Okay, so why are they asking me to get? Hey, mind your own business. Hey.
Well, I think Damon can.
And Child of the King gave us another $20. Rick, take me to the sea in YouTube chat just came up with the perfect name for Rick D, as in Delgado. But we know Bucky's fan came up with it originally.
I think Bucky's fan came up with that.
And let's see.
That's a good one.
I want to thank Les Durham, Big D, too. Gave us $20 in the super chat. He said, Slick Rick, here's some money for the mozzarella sticks. There you go.
Very nice.
That's nice.
Go listen to My America by Danny
Thank you,
Goki
Les
and tell
Durham.
me that's not a great song.
People are listening to it one by one. I'm looking on the feed here and loving it. Absolutely loving it. We just listened to it
My America.
off the air.
Danny Goki.
Yeah.
It's fun. Good stuff.
He'll be at the America First Warehouse with us, and Delgado will be banned outside to the parking lot.
Doesn't sound anything.
With my
His
doll.
Delgado will be outside until
You won't
Danny
know
Goki's
which one
done.
is inside and which one is out.
And then maybe you'll be allowed back in.
Yeah.
You mean I get to go home early?
You know who Rick wants to see? Dolly Parton.
Give me a steak sandwich while you're out there, please.
Oh, gotta get that steak truck there, Big D. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that steak
And the
truck.
donut. And the donut guy.
Yeah, you know, people can stay over here. They got the, what is it, the Hilton Garden Inn. It's pretty nice over here, that hotel, right on Vets Highway.
You
People
got a
come
hot thing of donuts.
in. Delgado will be playing the banjo at the after party.
But first, you have to do this read.
That hurt. Roy Clark. That's who it was.
Roy Clark.
Roy
Right.
Clark.
That's a good
Roy Clark, one of the great pickers of all time.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
I'm out of your
21
cotton picking mine.
Come on, Kansas, pull it out.
70s TV,
My
man.
bracket.
Kansas, they lost. Kansas blew this.
I sound like the blues on a Thursday. Let me talk to you about our friends at Patriot Mobile. While we may have won this election, the fight to restore our great nation is only beginning. Now is the time to take a stand, and Patriot Mobile is leading the charge. As America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, Patriot Mobile offers a way to vote with your wallet without compromising on quality or convenience. Patriot Mobile isn't just about providing exceptional cell phone service. It's a call to action to defend our rights and freedoms. With Patriot Mobile, you'll get outstanding nationwide coverage because they operate on all three major networks. If you have cell phone service today, you can get cell phone service with Patriot Mobile with a coverage guarantee. But the difference is every dollar you spend supports the First and Second Amendments, the sanctity of life, and our veterans and first responders. Switching is easy. Keep your number, keep your phone, or you can upgrade. Their 100% U.S.-based customer support team will help find you the perfect plan. Right now, go to patriotmobile.com/RAV, patriotmobile.com/RAV, or call 972-PATRIOT and get a free month of service with promo code RAV. Switch to Patriot Mobile today and defend freedom with every call and text that you make. Visit patriotmobile.com/RAV or call 972-PATRIOT. All right, live from Studio 6B, 18 past the hour on a Thursday night. Let's do some sports, get an update on the March Madness. Brackets are locked. We'll really won't get a good feel for where everybody lies probably till after the weekend is over.
Right, exactly.
Right now, it's just,
yeah.
like I'm 450th.
Sweet
If I'm
60s.
450th at the end of the weekend,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just embarrassing. So let's hope that's not the case.
It started out good for me, and it's just unraveling here.
Okay. Well, that's what it's going to be for a lot of people, I think.
know.
But we'll see.
There we go.
You said there's some people who have picked every game right, though, so far.
I saw when I first came in the chat that somebody was 8 for 8. I was
impressive.
I was 6 of 8, but I'm
that is impressive. 6 for 8, it's impressive.
Yeah, they did good in the start.
And Delgado, it's impressive that you got 5 brackets and 4 of them didn't find their way into the tournament. That's maybe the most impressive.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Slick, let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell, MyPillow. LFS6B is the code to use if you want to shop at MyPillow. It'll give you a great savings off all the great stuff that Mike has. What's going on, Slick?
All right, Big D. Well, Kansas just hit a big 3 to bring it to a one-possession game. Arkansas leading that game 75-72. 12 seconds to go in the West Region first-round game. We got Yale right now trailing Texas A&M 67-56, 4:40 to go there in the second as well in the South Region. We got Drake handling Missouri 39-28, 14 to go in the second half, West Region. South Region again, Creighton earlier today over at Louisville, 89-75. High Point fell to Purdue, 75-63. Wisconsin took care of business against Montana, 85-66. Houston blows out SIUE, no surprise there, 78-40. Auburn bombs Alabama State as well, 83-63. Clemson gets nipped by McNeese, 69-67 in the Midwest region. East region, BYU takes care of VCU, 80-71. And Gonzaga with the big win over Georgia. Total domination there, 89-68 Midwest region first round there. Wofford, they didn't look too good, Big D. They lost to Tennessee 77-62. And coming up, Utah State and UCLA on tap for a 9:25 tip in about 5 minutes. Omaha taking on St. John's, 9:45. Looking forward to watching that one. And UC San Diego and Michigan going to get it on in the nightcap, Big D, 10 o'clock. Oh, actually, check that. The nightcap is Texas Tech taking on UNC Wilmington at 10:10. So we got basketball right through the night. Basically started at 12:15 Eastern time today and won't wrap up until about 12:30 Eastern time tomorrow. So good stuff. And then tomorrow will be a whole nother round of games, Big D. I think you said it earlier. We won't really have a good handle on where everybody stands until after the
Sunday
weekend.
night, yeah.
After the Sunday night game. So should be good stuff there. Let me get to that story about President Trump that I talked about with the men's soccer team. U.S. men's soccer coach says Team USA can win World Cup with Trump's help. Warner Todd Houston of Breitbart. U.S. men's national soccer team coach Mauricio, looks like Pochettino, says he thinks Team USA has a great chance to get into the top tier this year with a little help from President Donald Trump. The U.S. has only been a perennial miss for the World Cup, having only reached that tournament 11 times since 1930 and never winning the big game title. But Pochettino hopes this year will be different with Trump's help. I will say yes if he asks me. I say yes, President, with your help, with the fans behind hosting the World Cup, all is possible, Pochettino said, according to Fox News. The captain added that the pressure is on for a win in the U.S., especially since our culture is geared toward winners. Pochettino added that the USA is a country where the mentality is about winning. You know, in sport and everything that Americans are involved in, they want to win. That is the culture. It's cultural. Of course, it's going to be a pressure, but a welcome one. That means that we are going to feel the adrenaline that we need to feel. Bill Clinton, the last sitting president to attend a World Cup game, attended the opening ceremony for the Men's World Cup in Chicago in 1994 and the final 1999 Women's Cup game. However, with his fondness for sports and many other things, many expect Trump to attend a game when the U.S. hosts the Cup at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey in July of next year. So we'll see what happens. I didn't really get how he's going to help them other than, I guess, to inspire them by showing up, which that could go a long way. But no, he's not going to be playing goalie, Big D. He's not going to be playing forward or attack. But President Trump. And that's a wrap in sports, Big D. Back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. Let's do some more news with Rick Delgado. What else is going on, Delgado?
This story kind of caught me off guard, but I looked into it, and it's actually true. It has to do with James Carville. Democratic strategist James Carville. We all know we all know the cranky old alien himself. Once again insists, believe it or not, that there is a Donald Trump P tape. I don't even know why this is even coming up now, but it is. And he believes that this is what Vladimir Putin and the Russians are holding over the head.
James has lost it.
Of President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Again, I wasn't sure why it was even brought up. I mean, how he even gets here, but here he is talking about it.
Well, what's he going to talk about there? 24% approval rating? I mean, which one would you rather talk about?
Yeah, I don't know. But
bring the P tape back.
He still seems to think that this fake tape that no one's ever seen, about Donald Trump, who is a known, germaphobe, exists somewhere. right? That he would actually let this happen because he's that type of person.
Maybe we should send James Natalie Winters on with Piers Morgan last night with Christopher Steele. Maybe James would like to take a little look at that.
Yeah.
How that went for him.
So here it is.
Hint, hint, not good.
Cut number 11, James Carville.
So there's got to be a unified theory that explains
It's a theory.
It fits into one thing.
Yeah.
And of course, we know what that theory is.
Sure.
There is a P-tape or an equivalent of a P-tape. I cannot tell you it's exactly a P-tape. But the fact that that the Russian, that Putin specifically,
this guy fell asleep,
has something on
Get the paddles out.
Absolutely. And if you see that, then everything else is explained. It's the only the only
this guy
reason.
says, like it's real.
The only explanation that fits every action.
Sure.
There
That's
is a P-tape or the equivalent of a P-tape.
Gotta be. Right. It's the only explanation that there is. Yeah, bye, James.
It has to be.
I actually have a friend of mine that swears there's a P-tape, and the same thing. It's just like,
is he conducting the interview there? Is that him?
Is that your buddy?
He was the guy falling asleep.
Looked like the old coach of Virginia football there, or whatever his name used to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
James needs a checkup from the neck up. Mary needs to smack him around a little more or something. There's something going on there.
Yeah, Carville was on the Politicon podcast, as you saw the host there, who looked more like a claymation figure, almost falling asleep. But then, of course, invariably agrees with James that equivalent of or something of a P-tape.
Of course, because
that must be it.
What's he going to say? James, well, that kind of sounds like Looney Tunes. No, he's not going to say that, of course. Right. He's going to go, oh, yes.
Yeah,
of course. Like Margaret Brennan would. She'd try to look so smart on Sunday morning.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah, I concur.
Yes.
How's that for a word? Concur.
I mean, these people are just...
That's crazy.
But again, what else are they going to talk about?
Well, Carville I think it was last week, he was saying that he thinks that Donald Trump must have chlamydia because he's got spots on his head.
Yeah, well, that's a theory. That's a theory.
That's another theory.
Yeah.
From James.
Also could be a rash.
Right. Or it could just be
nothing.
Sun blotches from being out in the sun playing
golf. Yeah.
Could be because he wears a golfing glove that has your knuckles exposed, right?
That's a good theory.
They get red.
All right, we're back right after this.
Way to hell no.
Little red Corvette. Wait, that's not it.
No, Dalbert, man, he had that song "Giving It Up for Your Lovin'." Giving It Up for Your. That's a great song. That was a great '70s. That's your style. That's good stuff. How old is he now? He's in his 80s, right? Somebody told me they saw the Eagles at the Sphere. They said they were incredible. Oh, yeah? The Sphere was outrageous.
Well, Vince Gill now plays.
Wow.
You know Vince Gill?
He's playing with
for Motley Crue or something, right? Well, Vince Gill's the country guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Married to Amy Grant.
Vince, right. Vince Gill's the country guy.
He sounds good here, Delbert. He was a big Imus guy, right? Delbert, yeah.
LSU Patriot, another $10 super chat, Big D. When I was at LSU as a policing major.
Come on, Bill.
Carville guest taught many of my classes. He never seemed nearly as crazy and was actually good about coming across. What's that? That's it. I can name that on 2 notes. That's it. That was a big 70s hit, man. Like, what, 76, 77? Yeah, good saxophone in there. Oh, you were like 4 years old when this came out, probably 5 years old. It's a good song. Yoda. Everything. Giving it up. Oh. This is a classic. Remember this? This was a big hit.
It's a big hit.
I remember it. It's got a little country. It's got a little rhythm and blues.
No, he's got some heat.
Yeah. Come on, Elbert. Oh, Casey and the Sunshine Band. He was good too. Shake your booty. Oh, you took the woman's key? You had the right key.
Yes. That's where we keep the P-tape, just in there, by the way. Yeah.
Yes. Of course.
He's talking to me.
Okay. What am I looking for? Okay.
Oh. I just saw a really good song posted. Happy to be.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Slick just did some sports. Delgado's going to do some more news. Vinnie Mac's got some news coming up here in a second. Aaron and Fran holding it down, but right now, let's face it, none of us are getting any younger. Staying healthy is more important than ever. Millions of Americans are always looking for ways to feel better, and joining us back today, of course, is one of our favorite guests. That's Dr. Holly Lucille from Pure Health Research. Dr. Lucille, welcome back. How are you?
Great. You all are crazy.
Well, we've heard that once or twice, but we always enjoy having you on. Maybe we have some new viewers. Talk to us about Pure Health Research. I know you've been working with them and you really like what they're doing and their products. Tell everybody about what they do.
Yeah, thanks so much. I've been in the industry for quite some time, and what I love about Pure Health Research is their commitment to quality and transparency. I mean, they use only premium natural ingredients. You can go to their website. They have about 45 different items there, and each of them is the ingredients used in it. It's proven by a clinical study, right? So you can see, you can click on a product, all the ingredients will be listed, and every single ingredient is going to have at least one, if not several, clinical studies behind it. So that transparency, I think, is really important because you're taking something that actually works. The formulas are non-GMO, no artificial anything, chemicals, fillers, preservatives, etc. They're manufactured right here in the United States, and they're really philanthropic. They give back through Vitamin Angels, and they've got a 365-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no risk.
That's kind of a broad overview. If you had to get specific and think about maybe their top 3 products, what would you point to for people?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about liver health formula on the show before. I think it's definitely one of their best sellers. And as we know now, especially now that Bobby is kind of sounding the alarm, 100,000 people in the United States has fatty liver and does not know it. So liver health formula, over 2 million bottles sold, really important, helps reduce fat deposits in the liver, can help ignite that metabolism to trim the belly fat that's so stubborn. You really can't burn fat if your liver is under functioning, and it is so often in our modern day. And so it also can flush out those harmful toxins. That's what it's meant to do, as well as 500 different other functions every single day. So supporting the liver, also lymph support, the lymph system support. Anybody who is dealing with that fluid or swelling retention in their extremities, especially legs, ankles, or we call them cankles, really important. And then one of my favorites, look, we found out during the pandemic that only 12% of the American people are metabolically sound. What does that mean? That your blood sugar is under control, that your hemoglobin A1C, that's an average of your blood sugar over 3 months, is elevated, right? So super important. Blood sugar formula can really help crush sugar cravings, reduce appetite, kind of make it easier to stay away from those tempting sweets that are probably all around your office right now. And then dropping extra pounds can make a world of difference in your metabolic health. So I love blood sugar formula as well.
You have a camera in here or something? No, I'm just kidding. Well, if you're interested in anything that Dr. Lucille has mentioned, you can head over to purehealthresearch.com, where you can find more information about the 44 products they have, and you can try them risk-free. One of the most important things is their 365-day money-back guarantee, so you risk nothing by giving them a try. But again, it's a 35% discount right now. It's only available for the next 48 hours. Go to purehealthresearch.com. Save 35% with promo code 6B for the next 48 hours. Save 35% with promo code 6B. Again, Pure Health Research, all one word, purehealthresearch.com. Dr. Lucille, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
You too. All right, live from Studio 6B. 34 past the hour. Let's do some news with Vinnie Mac. Vinnie Mac is here.
Verizon right now.
Yeah, you're going to get you some Pure Health Research stuff.
I got a box of Milk Duds in my bag.
Yeah, she's definitely talking about you there. You got sweets all over the place. Not really. I've never seen Vin with a sweet ever.
Oh, I put away a box of Milk Duds before I worked out the other day. I'm like, oh, you're insane.
Well, at least did it before. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
All right, very good. What's going on in your news?
So a really, really big story that is flying under the radar right now that I do want to talk about. But I'd want to mention one thing about China, that these 4 Canadian citizens who were arrested for drugs in China have been executed. Aren't you happy you live in the United States of America? Because they just killed these people for drugs. Now, here's a really...
By the way, that's why they don't have a drug problem.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
I have to say, there's something to that, but this is a little ridiculous.
I'm not joking. President Trump has literally said that. He said, I asked him, why don't you have a drug problem? He basically said,
we take care of it.
Yeah.
We
exterminate it.
So when we were talking about Ukraine and Trump was making the deal with Zelensky for the minerals, we had talked on the air about just how important that is. And I think the guys here know, and the audience might know as well, I spent a lot of time in Africa. And I know very well what's going on there with China. China's basically raping the country of everything, every raw material it has, everything it possibly can, because they have one of the largest minerals and mines and all sorts of stuff, even oil, so on and so forth. And I remember speaking to people there not too long ago. I was in Washington. I was in the Capitol. I was talking with some very, very high-level people. And we were talking about Congo, and we were talking about the corruption there with China, and we were talking about the minerals. Well, lo and behold, the president of Congo has asked for Trump's help with some of the rebels to keep them safe and to step in and work out a deal for their mineral mine, which, by the way, has got about $20 trillion worth of minerals that makes all the things that we use. Our computer chips, our electric cars, all sorts of other stuff. This is it. The Chinese have had a vice grip on this. This is really big because that is the world's biggest mine for the raw materials the world needs to move forward in all the technologies that we're working on. So it is an amazing thing that the president of Congo has reached out to Trump. But the real amazing part of that is Trump's entire sort of view of the world and the way he's going about, leading our country has inspired this guy to reach out to him, because the Chinese have made a lot of people rich by doing this. This is not a light story. This will have a material impact on our country. It'll have a material impact on our relations with China, because the mine in Ukraine is great. It's only 2%. This is the biggest mine in the world, and China controls all of it. So this is a material thing. I'm very, very curious to see how it shakes out in China. I know it's not one of those at the tip of your tongue news items, but it's probably one of the most important things I've heard internationally recently, other than trying to create peace in Russia. So keep your eye on this, and that's what's been on my mind.
All right, very good, very good. Vinnie Mac will maybe have some closing thoughts before we wrap the show. We'll do some more sports as well. I did notice that Professor Cleveland is really on top of this order tonight. She just put out a new thread saying, I'm just going to start this thread because how horrifically abusive this order that was just entered by a federal judge. Judge Wang, I guess it would be pronounced, just clarified that he was enjoining Jeremy Lewin, individual Marco Rubio delegated authority to serve as deputy administrator and COO of USAID, could not. So she's got a whole thread on this. I mean, I don't know where this judge thing is going to end, but it just keeps ramping up. One is more outrageous than the other. So, all right, 38 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We have any other clips in the new? By the way, Josh Hammer was supposed to be on last night. I think I forgot to say that he had his new book is out, and I think it's doing extremely well. He'll be on next Wednesday to discuss it. Israel and the Fate of Western Civilization, I believe is the name of it. He'll be on next Wednesday to talk about that. And by the way, if you want to know what's going on with the judges, there's nobody better to ask than him. Clerk for... did he clerk for a Supreme Court justice? Or I can't remember, but I mean, there's nobody knows more about it than he does. So we'll ask him about that as well. Rick Delgado, what else is going on in the news?
All right. Well, Senator Kennedy, one of our favorites out of Louisiana, was out there making some headlines today. Today, he was smashing his fellow senator, Chucky Schmucky Schumer, out of New York. And, of course, the Dems and everything they're basically doing. Here he is talking about it. Cut number 9. Senator Kennedy, check him out for yourself. Cut 9.
Many Democrats are angry at Schumer. Among them right now, we've all seen the news. He's about as popular as chlamydia. But that to me says as much about the Democratic Party as it does about Senator Schumer. What it tells me is that the loon wing of the Democratic Party is firmly in control. Now that's great for the Republican Party, but it's bad for America. These people are deeply weird. For example, no honest person whose IQ is above his age doesn't believe that biological sex doesn't exist, but they do. That's what I mean when I say they're deeply weird. Our Republican secret plan for dealing with the Democrats is called Operation Let Them Speak. But that's good for our party, but it's bad for America.
Yeah. Exactly. He makes a great point there. It's good for
my
the party.
glasses, I see.
Yeah, exactly. Look, you might be watching the show. He's getting a little more hip on the style.
I saw that.
Yeah.
But here's an example of what Senator Kennedy was talking about. Here's Chuck Schumer basically calling for anarchy. Yeah, because this is what they...
Two Chuck Schumers tonight?
Yeah, I know. God. This is basically what the Democrats support these days. Cut number 6. Check this out.
We are mobilizing in New York. We have people going to the Republican districts and going after these Republicans who are voting for this and forcing them to either change their vote or face the consequences. This is a long, relentless fight that we fight every day, and I am confident that we will bring Trump's popularity, numbers, and strength down if we keep at it and keep at it and keep at it.
I mean, it's worked so well so far. It's worked so well. Again, Jasmine Crockett out there in front. AOC out there in front, leading vote getter. Bernie Sanders, the red. And no, when asked why there are two historically low polls that have come out this week, CNN and NBC, Kristen Welker having to face it on her horrifically terrible Sunday morning show. And their answer is to just do more of the same. Go ahead, schmuck. If you think it's working, keep doing what you're doing. I think the American people had a chance to tell you how they thought it was working on November 5th of last year.
Pretty clear.
It was pretty clear. So if their answer is to double down, we should welcome that.
And what's amazing, it's not even doubling down. It's taking it another step further. Like, now we're going to attack and demean and do all these things where any normal person is like, what the hell's going on with the Democratic Party at this point? Which is why you see them spiraling.
You know that skit on Saturday Night Live, Debbie Downer?
Yeah.
And they cut clothes, wah, wah, wah.
Right.
I got that face. Well, Trump's entire aura of his presidency is positive. I hate to use the word joyful, but it's fun. It's uplifting. Look at the last clips we saw with him signing executive orders. And the Democrats are Debbie Downer, just wah, 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 every time they come on.
And it reminds me of something
negativity.
Dan Bongino would say before he left to be the deputy director of the FBI. He says that this is what they call an extinction burst because these people are not getting what they normally get. They normally get popularity. Everybody signs on. Everybody's into it. They're not getting it now, and they're freaking out.
Freaking out is it. And they're just taking all the vibe down. on their side.
All right, we'll wrap it up for a Thursday night right after this.
Live in the chat.
They'll have my jelly beans.
Checking it for the last time tonight. Let's see. No red M&Ms, please. A lot of people checking in on the Twix. Wow, we got 27-56 in the Twix right now.
Gary Bishop says, would love to meet Schumer near a big body of water. I think we all feel that way.
My father-in-law would say, take him for a swim. Not far, just deep.
Well, okay, Dad. Well, maybe we need to watch what we're saying.
You got to be careful.
Oh, man.
That's probably why.
Well, I'm with your dad.
Super Chat, Big D, Child of the King, another $20. My gosh. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, in spite of the fact that it ain't working. The left lost their minds under Hillary Clinton. They are toast. There you go. Well, she does say true words. I'll give it that. Yeah, you said it's very nice.
Oh, did I wake you up too early with my text? Yep. Did you get Miss Know-It-All? Slick?
No.
$5
no,
super chat?
No.
$5 super chat in the YouTubes. Miss Know-It-All says, why don't conservative judges pop up and override these libtard judges? Thank you for the $5 super chat. That's a great point. We talked about that before because this is what the Democrats do. They go judge shopping.
That's right.
I mean, where were all the judges concerned about constitutionality in the Biden? I mean, it's just, come on.
I think they're scared. I mean, I think they're intimidated and scared. These people are just really bad people.
Biden stands in front of them and basically tells them to go F themselves. I'm going to do what I want while they're sitting there at the State of the Union. I didn't see John Roberts coming out and making statements or any of this nonsense.
Nope, not a
joke. Where are you watching us tomorrow? You're watching us right here tomorrow, Kathy, on Facebook. All right, 13 till the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Tomorrow night, live, we will be live from the America First Warehouse. We will still be, of course, changes nothing for you, the viewers. You still watch us on Real America's Voice. And, of course, we'll be live on all our socials as well. But we will not be in here in the studio. We'll be over at the America First Warehouse with Joe the Box and all of the great people there. Martin, Joe, Joe's wife, all the staff there. They've all been so welcoming and helpful, and specifically Martin, Fran, and Aaron have done yeoman's work to get this ready in a little over, really a couple days because we haven't been there every day.
Well, the steak truck is there.
The steak truck will be there. I don't know if it will not be there tomorrow night.
I won't be
Slick,
there.
I'm sorry.
Neither will I be. I'll be
you will
driving
not be
it.
there
I'll be
either.
out east with it.
Yeah, Slick will not be there. Slick's going to Margaritaville or something.
Big event at the aquarium tomorrow night. Yeah, big fundraiser. Margaritaville. That's where I'll be.
You going fishing?
With the birds.
Wasting away. All right, let's do a little bit of everything here before we wrap it up. We'll start with you, Slick.
Sure.
So that you can be done and then focus in on your boat drinks and son of a sailor and
Good stuff.
Everything else. So what's going on in sports?
On a pop-up. NCAA men's basketball Big D. Here we are. The tournament, March Madness in all its glory, kicked off today. And we got some games going on right now. Drake leading Missouri 52-50. 5:20 to go in the second. 8:52 to go in the first. UCLA over Utah State 23-18. I gave you all the other final scores earlier tonight. So, we got a couple more games coming up just yet, too. So, you want to tune in all night. We'll see. Let's go on that. Let's go. Let's get to the stories now. Track runner. There's so much going on with that. I mean, it's all over the place. All right. Track runner who was struck in the head with baton. No, cleared to compete at nationals. Dylan Gwynn at Breitbart. The Virginia high school track runner who suffered a brain injury after being struck in the head by an opponent with a baton had been cleared to compete at the nationals 2 weeks after the shocking incident. Kayleen Tucker, who was struck in the head by Alea Everett of IC Norcom High School at the Virginia State Championships earlier this month. The blow sent Tucker crashing to the ground, clutching the back of her head. Later, she was diagnosed with a concussion and a possible skull fracture. However, Tucker's father tells TMZ sports doctors have cleared her to compete. Since the incident, Everett was vehemently proclaimed her innocence, claiming that she would never intentionally hurt someone and that the baton strike was accidental. We saw that, right? Eventually, after a couple of times of hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back, she told Wavy. I lost my balance when I pumped my arms again. She got hit. So, yeah, we know it's a whole big baloney story. But in addition to facing charges, Everett has also been banned, assessed a protective order that prevents her from coming close to Tucker. So, that's a scoop on that, Big D. And that's pretty much a wrap in sports. We're going to watch the end of this here tournament game going on, and that's it.
You missed one score. Dun, 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 dun. Islanders up 3-1.
Oh, Islanders are up 3-1. Yeah, I didn't do the NHL scores today.
Islanders up 3-1. Supposed to be a big game tonight, you guys said.
2:31 to go in the third. Bo Horvat just lit the lamp to make it 3-1, and hopefully they could hold them off. Yeah. Good win there at UBS Arena, Bailey Score Arena.
Well,
you said
tonight.
Your son's there tonight, right?
My son is there.
They scored just enough. Very good. Good stuff there, the Islanders. Islanders are getting hot. This might be 3 in a row for them.
Yeah.
Okay, very
and that's
good.
a wrap in sports, Big D.
All right, Vinny Mac, anything else on your
Yeah, I got one
radar?
other thing, but before I do that, I'm looking at my live Fox News Facebook feed.
Bless you.
Bless you. Salute. And did you know that Bernie Sanders and AOC are hosting a Fighting Oligarchy live event tonight?
No. Are the tickets still available?
Yes, they're going. And tickets are selling well. I think I see 4 people that have made it there. This is just sickening. But what I really wanted to talk about was George Soros. So it's bad enough George Soros is funding, the BLM stuff that went on, the Antifa riots that went on, funding all these radical progressive left Democrats, funding all those judges that we've been talking about that at least have been elected. And I have no sympathy for Chuck Schumer, but now his groups are going after Chuck, trying to make him retire. This guy has his hands, for a guy who's not an American citizen, he's got his hands in everything going on with the left. It's literally like, wink, wink, he's controlling the Democratic Party. So it's only a matter of time. Now that Soros has put his hand in with Chucky Schumer to try and get rid of him, it's only a matter of time before they push Chuck somewhere else, because this is the power this guy has, with one guy. Can we arrest him? Is there anything we can do to get rid of that guy? Anything. Any ideas?
Nobody can get rid of that guy.
Bueller?
No. I tried to get rid of Mitch McConnell for 10 years. I couldn't do that. So I certainly don't have any idea on him.
Yeah, so anyhow, that's all I got.
All right, Vinny Mac, very good. We'll see you tomorrow night over at the America First Warehouse.
You bet. I'm excited.
Rick Delgado, what else is on your radar?
Well, something just popped into my radar. Then I'm just going to throw this out there. Did you know that Donald Trump held 96 rallies in 2024? 96.
96 rallies in 2024. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
CNN aired one of them live.
Yeah.
Butler, Pennsylvania.
Oh, my gosh.
Really?
What are the odds?
Whoa.
What are the
from
odds?
John LaFay on the X.
That's
an
very
interesting.
And they can't find information on these people. I heard the other shooter, the golf course, that his house was cleaned out, like pristine. I mean, this is weird.
Yeah,
this is just
cremated right away. They got rid of the body, right?
That was in Butler, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. Just thought I'd throw that out
This
there.
is JFK weird.
Oh, Vin, I was just going to say, Vin, we haven't seen you since the JFK files came out. Who killed Kennedy?
I mean, from what I've seen and heard,
no surprise there.
A couple of things. There was insiders in the CIA. This whole thing with Lee Harvey was a sham. And you know who's got a story that doesn't add up? George Bush.
Yeah.
George Bush. I wasn't there. Yeah, you were. You were there.
Yeah.
You lied. Why did you lie? Who became the head of the CIA? George Bush. Why did he lie? There's nothing like jumping out like they did it. These are the people that did it. But when people freak out after the Kennedy murder and claim there was this group going after him and then wind up with a bullet behind their head, like a week later, I would say that something nefarious happened here that was orchestrated by very powerful people in our government in conjunction with others. And that's what it's looking like to me.
Okay, very good.
Thank you. That's my analysis.
All right. Delgado, what else you got?
Let's see. This one.
By the way, I have a live shot up of AOC and Bernie Sanders on the Fight Oligarchy tour that they're doing.
Yeah, very good.
This is the best way to watch it with no sound.
Who opened for them? What kind of band?
Fight Oligarchy.
Yeah.
And there's stunningly people there.
Oh, yeah. They love this stuff.
Of course, they love this stuff.
Yeah, they live for it.
They've totally bought into this.
You know what's most shocking about this shot? Is that they have an American flag up there.
Yeah. What's the other flag?
It's actually what caught my attention.
It's the flag for Arizona. So they're out in Arizona, I guess.
They're in Tempe, Arizona.
Did you hear about Katie Hobbs? She's under investigation for bribery.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Hey, is it true that, speaking under investigation, that the Attorney General of New York is? For mortgage fraud?
Could be. I didn't see that story.
Oof.
But I do have one that I wanted to make sure I got in here. An FBI agent who criticized the Bureau during President Trump's first term was arrested on Monday on a charge of sharing confidential FBI documents and messages to write a book about his time at the federal agency. Jonathan Bouma, a 15-year FBI vet, was arrested as he was trying to leave the country.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
You couldn't write fiction to this level.
Of course not. He was trying to board an international flight at JFK International Airport in New York City when he was arrested. He's accused of printing about 130 files of classified FBI documents and messages and sharing the material with associates for a book that he was writing about his career. You
Bad
can't
career
make
choice.
this stuff up. In 2022, he began voicing his concerns about the Bureau, handling investigations and various other government agencies, Congress, and members of the news media, according to the documents. He told an insider in September that he was approached about the former New York City mayor, Rudy Giuliani, as well. So this guy was picked up trying to run away. We'll see what happens.
Interesting.
One last graphic before we leave. You tell me. A couple of these things are not like the others.
Pretty clear.
As always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front line. Slick, we won't see you. Enjoy the weekend.
Big date.
Guys, we'll see you tomorrow night at the America First Warehouse live, 8 p.m. Vinnie Mac, Rick Delgado, Kevin Downey Jr. We will see you then. Paul Nolan as well. We will see you then, 8 p.m. Friday night, Pizza Friday at the America First Warehouse. We'll see you tomorrow night.